Day 4 Word of God, Deuteronomy chapter 11 verse 24. Every place on which the sole of your foot treads shall be yours. From the wilderness and Lebanon, from the river Euphrates, even to the western sea, shall be your territory. Deuteronomy chapter 11 contains Moses' exhortation to the Israelites to obey God's commandments as they prepare to enter and possess the promised land. It emphasizes the blessings that come with obedience and warns of the consequences of disobedience. Every place on which the sole of your foot treads shall be yours signifies God's promise to give the Israelites possession of the land of Canaan. This promise extends from the wilderness in the south to Lebanon in the north, and from the river Euphrates in the east to the Mediterranean Sea, Western Sea, in the west. From the wilderness and Lebanon, from the river Euphrates, specifies the geographical boundaries of the land promised to Israel. These boundaries encompassed a vast territory that God pledged to give to his people as their inheritance. Shall be your territory reinforces God's assurance that the Israelites would possess and occupy the entire land promised to them. It underscores God's faithfulness to fulfill his covenant with Abraham and his descendants. Throughout the Old Testament, God fulfills his promise by enabling Israel to conquer and possess the promised land. Joshua leads the Israelites across the Jordan River into Canaan, where they conquer Jericho and begin to settle in the land, Joshua 1:6. The period of the Judges sees Israel gradually occupying and establishing their territory despite periodic challenges from neighboring peoples, Judges 1:2. For believers today, Deuteronomy chapter 11 verse 24 serves as a reminder of God's faithfulness in fulfilling his promises. While originally addressed to ancient Israel, the principles of God's sovereignty over territory and his faithfulness to his covenant apply universally. This verse challenges us to trust in God's promises and his provision for our lives. It encourages us to obey his commands and walk in faith, knowing that God rewards obedience with blessings and inheritance. Ultimately, it invites us to claim the spiritual promises of God's kingdom and his eternal inheritance through Jesus Christ.